7, part 2, 7.2. Okay, let me present first. So before we cover the new chapter, any questions that you want to ask, maybe regarding your assignment? Any questions?
Savon.
Oh, the one that you asked in WhatsApp group that day, Noel. You can use or you cannot. You can just not using it. It's up to you, this one. Because for this assignment, it's not many. I can say that it's not many records we need, but if you think that you still need to use that to generate problem, huh? To you,
Okay.
So, Farah, Kelvin, any questions?
No.
No. Practical? How many done already? What's the progressions of the practical, Farah?
I'm on practical 7. Yeah.
Practical?
7.
So which means that 5 and 6 clear already, 6 should be done last week. Clear
Yeah.
already? Yeah. 7 also, suppose you need to do it last week. So you are in 7 now.
Yes.
Okay, how about Kelvin?
Still at 6.
Still at 6, 6 almost done or just started?
Just started.
So you make sure you use up the time later, because today we have a short chapter. Okay, so don't waste the time. Just use the time to do your practical after the lecture. Okay, continue with it. So today for the printing of output. Okay, so for this part is normally, I say the presentations, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. So for this printing of output, since every system, every applications, okay, supposed to have something that you can actually consider a report. It's a meaningful report for your management to do decisions making. What you have learned in database last semester. So when you have this type of reports generated from the system or from any project, any program, so make sure they manage to print it out. Okay. So for this part also, make sure you apply it, even though it's not the real printing. But later on, if you connect it, it's actually real printing, and you don't need to show the real printing. No need to show the real printed hard copy. No problem. But later, if you really connect this to the printer, actually print for you out the document that generated from your system for you. Okay. So for this objective here, send information to the printer straight away, or you have a print preview window using the print document class. So another class that you need to use here, print document. Okay, so you can use component, the printer, later have this document component, so box there. Okay, sending information to the printer here. Most professional review programmers use a separate utility program to format printer report. So everything is on the report. Normally, we just print out the report. So VB Professional editions and Enterprise editions include Crystal report for creating reports from database file. So this Crystal report is actually built in reports. You can actually use this so-called Crystal report. You can it's kind of like you are actually having those report template. Okay. So based on these two additions, it's ready there, the report template. So you just need to do some consider drag and drop, simple query to generate all this type of report. The Crystal report is one type of it. So use the .NET print document, and print preview dialog components. So on you can check your toolbox A, you have these two components. So for you to produce your output, the printer, and also to preview the output on the screen. So one will be print straight away. Print preview, definitely it will show you the preview first. Proceed to whether you really want to print that particular report or not. Okay, so dialog. Make sure you remember what's the difference between show. So here, print preview dialog is actually show dialog. So to add the print document components, so this appears in your component trailer in your toolbox there. You can execute the print method to start printing straight away. For example, here, once the print button is clicked, this print handling the print click, it will straight away print out the output that you want to print out. So by using print document.print, so it will straight away start the printing process already. Just to make sure you have a printer connected. Okay. So if no printer connected, it will show the printing and that's it. No more, because you don't have any printer installed maybe. So anyway, if that's a physical printer installed, it's not a certain document for you. So you have to set up the output, what you want to print. Because once you straight away print, make sure it knows, your system knows. You should have a function say to check on procedures there, to check on what kind of output you want to print out. Okay? By using the print document one, this one depends on your components. Print page. So you have to set up your actual output to be printed later. Set up the print output, set up the output that you want. Okay. So print page event is fire is activated. Consider once for each page to be printed, and it's referred to as callback. So it will handling the print page event now. So begin print and end print are also fired at the beginning and the end of the printing. Print page events includes argument E, in this case E, system.drawing the printing print page event. So you should have something like E margin or drawing. What kind of output later that we're going to have this type of example later. The properties of the print page event argument are useful for you to handle the page margin and sending the string of text to the page. What's the string that you want to print out? And also you can set the margin, top, left, right, top, bottom. You can set to a certain number, start with 0, 0 to any number. So the graphic page, set up the graphic page in memory and then page is sent to the printer. If you don't set up, no way it's going to print on your page. Okay. So sometimes you may have to start with here 0, 0 maybe. If with 0, 0, then it will start here. F and the top, F most and the top. So it will start and to see the X and Y coordinates that you actually set. So you will adjust accordingly at the back end. Okay. So it can contain string of the text and graphic elements. You have to specify the exact X and Y coordinates of each element to be printed on the page. So you know already, for the X is actually from the left to the right. For the Y coordinates is actually top to the bottom or bottom to the top lah. So where you set it, then and the locations that you set the x and y coordinates. Okay. So this is one of it, using the drawstring method to send a line of text graphic page. So this drawstring method is actually for you to send text that you want to print, what color you want, what font that you want. You can set all this. So drawstring method belongs to the graphic object of the print page event argument. So you're gonna use this drawstring method later. So it's an overloaded method. So there are several forms for calling the function method. So which means that just by using the drawstring method, you can actually set all these type of information inside it, different info for different forms that you want to print, different info for different reports that you want to print. Okay, that will be the overload method. You can use it many times. So set up font and x or y coordinates to be used before executing the drawstring method. You have to where is the locations that you want to print the particular text. So the general form here for this drawstring method, how to use it, the syntax. String that you want to print the text and that you want to print. What color? Y coordinate. X and Y, you want to set it. Okay. So for example here, that's the E argument here. Graphic dot drawstring. Always you start with this like E dot graphics dot drawstring. So what's the text here? This text you can use to collect it, which means that you initialize some content or some value for this variable, or you can just get text, text box maybe. Okay, print out what's the form that you want. If you use this way, which means that you must have something that already set for this print formula. Okay, or you can just set it what font you want straight away. Color later. The color. Then set up the margin. Okay, set up the margin locations. Current, or you can just set initialize to a certain value. Okay, you initialize to a certain value. Again, setting the x and y coordinates. So for each print line, you have to specify x and y coordinates. Otherwise, later you need to have print out something which is overlapped. Which means that you have a line of text. Then later, the next line of the text, different text, is overlapping on the first line of the content. If you didn't do some adjustment on the, if you do not set properly for this x and y coordinates. Create variables declare a single data type to set the x and y values, normally with a single data type. So for example, here you declare a variable, call this horizontal locations or vertical locations. Single equals to 50. So which means that you already initialize a certain value there. So later on, you can straight away change the variable here. Here, you do for this part to get the proper value that initialized previously. Okay. So for the print font as well, declare it, initialize it with some value there. And you can straight away use it whenever it is called. For the locations here, you can see that you can have this vertical locations plus equals 20. So here you're going to have some space later for the y. Okay, you have some space here. After one line, the next line you should have some space first before you have next line. So this will actually come up with some gap lah. Okay, if you don't set this, try I did mention this now. If you don't set all this, if you have one whole page of the content from line 1 until line 20, yeah, then maybe your line 1 and line 20 on the same line, or less overlapping from line 1 until 20. Squeeze it together lah, suppose it. Squeeze it together without setting. So you must do some setting. If you already your X will be like use one column, something like one line, one column. You have only one column in one page, then no problem. So if Y definitely, the more you print, it will go down from the top to the bottom. And now you need to do some setting there. Squeeze together once you print it out. So to see whether it will squeeze it together or not later, it will be good for you to use the print to look into what's be printed on the screen first before you print out. Okay. Once that's printed, you use the printer. It will print out. Maybe print out rubbish for you or something which is you not really want. Okay, so for the print page event arguments here, we have several useful properties you can actually set. Page bounds, page setting. All these are the settings, okay, where you want the contents to be located later. Again, printing the content of the list box here. So you can also print out something that actually listed inside your list box. Okay, so like the demo later, you're going to print something. The list box is actually carried on from last chapter. Do you remember from last chapter? Have combo box, list box. Whatever you selected from the combo box, like keyboard, monitor, mouse pad, all this and that. When you select and add to list, this will be listed in your list box. Okay, enhance a bit the functions of a particular form to print whatever they have selected and put inside the list box. Okay, so you can use the item count. So you must use the item count here to count how many listed in the list box. Okay, and then only later you print it out. So item collections allow for printing out the actual values from the list. Aligning decimal columns. So it's important for you to align the decimal points of numeric data, like 0.12, 0.23, something like that. Proportional forms make alignment decimal points tricky. Proportional form is something which is like Times New Roman. Some you can check some other form fall under these proportional forms. We have this forms and forms that you can find out from the property setting is actually some fall under proportional, some fall under non-proportional. So you can check this list simply just by Google it. What are the category? What are the list of the forms fall under this proportional and non-proportional? What are the lists of the forms that fall under non-proportional? So for each number to be printed and measure the length for method string. And normally declare the object size F structure. And you have a width property in there. You can actually set the width. You can actually declare it and set the width for the that's going to be printed later. So use the measure string method of the graphic class to determine the width of formatted pixel. If for the width that you have is actually in pixel, all have learned in the web design in SEM 1. It's something on the when you have to set a certain size, this and that. Normally you deal with point or pixel, right? So this is having the same thing now. Okay, now displaying a print preview. This is the one that you can actually check first. Oh, you up. You must use the print preview dialog component. If you choose to show something first, decide whether to print out, you must use this component already. It's no more print document component straight away lah. Print preview component to your form. So all this, you are having print document or print preview dialog component. It's going to be happen. It's going to be displayed at the bottom. Again, manuscript. Okay, at the bottom. So sign in code same document object you are using for printing. Also, you have to you must make sure you have a control here. You have a button normally to print, or you have this click on a certain menu item to print. Okay. Execute the show dialog method of the print preview dialog component. So show dialog here. Show it first, and then they must give you user must give you some based on the dialog show. Then next actions. Then you can only show dialog. Sure, user must make sure to give some response on the form. Display. Then it will go to the next part. You can do nice without the show dialog. So make sure you remember what's the difference between show and show dialog. You always use show dialog. Okay, for the using block here, system resources such as the forms can be accessed inside using block. So variable that can be declared in the using block are only accessible within that block, within this block. The advantage of declaring a variable here using inside a using block, the system resources are released as soon as. So whatever you declare here is once you use it, that's it. Use it. Okay. Straight away in this case, have this you straight away set whatsoever setting that you want for the font, for the color, for the size. And by using the using block. Printing multiple pages. This logic have more than one page. Okay, reports. Sometimes you have maybe just one line, one figure maybe. Okay, but sometimes especially when it comes to the detailed report. Hold on that class. Someone call me, I don't know who's that. Never mind. Okay. So sometimes like when you print out especially like sectional report, then you must it's not price when you have more than one page for that kind of report. So when you have this type of possibility, the print page, you should have set the properties has more pages. Okay. Set that has more pages property of the print page given arguments to true, so that you can print more than one page later. So you can print more than one page later by using the for loop in the code as well. Later we have this type of only demo. You can also print out more than one page from there. This is the demo one, sending information to the printer. Okay, please open up your demo file in 7 again. Still fall under chapter 7, but you go for the form print. Form print. Okay. And this one, previously you have the combo box and the list box. Have removed click on exit, but now add on print button. So this print button, okay, you can select some items from this combo box to be added to this list, and whatever you press on the print out whatsoever listed in your list box here. So you open up your demo already, class?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So just play around with it first. Okay. So it's actually handling your printer. For this part, okay. So there are 2 ways here. You can just comment. Your initial comment is here also, right? Same as what I have, right? What you have is that you just try. Okay, first one. This part is straight away. This part is actually show you something before you say you want to print or you want to start the printing. Up to you. Okay, but what is actually that you need to print out? Here, starting with your line 83. Actually set up your print page. Set up your print page. And what's the output? Setting on the font, the size, and the color, the X and Y locations. Actually set here.
Must we need to select the format, the Arial, those things, and then the word size? Is it important?
Yeah.
If we don't have it, will it still print? Or is there a default setting for it?
You must set it, otherwise it won't give you. You don't know. They don't know what is the form there. This is the general form. Yeah. String method here. General form. The syntax. You must fill out something here. Okay. You must fill out something. You fill out directly. Like this case here. For the new form size, maybe you can 100, 20 or 50. Straight away, it's okay as well. So you only can use it in this way, if you say you have more than one forms to be printed out, same format, you have to set twice. But if you have something set at the beginning, apply to all the forms that you're going to print out, you can just simply copy paste. Now, so many lines. Even though you say you put 20, you can copy this one as well. It's not that what we call that? It's not look so professional way lah. Oh, always we just get it. And so-called like parameter inside. Parameter inside is must fill with something here now lah. Okay. So for this case, declare, initialize, then later you just set up. This one is actually for header. For header. Then you have to set up for what's the details that you want. Okay, the details that you want to print out. Because if you set the, hold on, if you click on the print, it will just print. You won't know what's the documents or what's the output that you want to print until you set what you want. Print page. You have to set some output at the print page. So that later you can, that's the output, that's the content that to be printed on the hard copy. So set up the details here from the index as integer from 0 to, so this one is actually to get a list count. Okay, how many items inside the, where is my phone? Print here. So let's say 3 here. So it will look. It will look. Every time it looks, it will print out the item using the thing. Now your content will be the item listed one by one from your list. Item listed one by one from your list. Here, make it to string. So what's the form? What's the color? And also the locations, all this and that is already set previously. Yeah, it's already set. So you can straight away just apply it. e.graphic.ProString. Okay, now one thing is I want you to be careful. Line 96, line 96, line 98, line 103, line 107. All these are actually to give some space that you have set. Okay. So you see, single line locations at the top. Okay. Put any number here. You can also put bottom, something like that. Is from the top with the bottom. Okay. From the top. Then for your next content to be printed. In this case, we look into the content that we're going to print out. I want to make sure I have the line height from what printed now. That you have a small gap from your first item here. Say you have 3 items. First item to the second item, you have some gap before you print out the second. Then a gap before it. So the gap here is actually from your header or this one to this part only lah. Both are header lah, but you have the header item selected, then space some gap stay before you print out this string lah. Okay. This is the ready string to be printed. Okay. And this is the string based on the item listed in your list box. Okay. So all these are actually you reserve, you give some space. Okay. So here you also give some space to print out the end string inside the text box, inside the on your hard copy. Sorry. So you can check. You don't uncomment anything first based on this coding that you have. First one, you should print out, you should have something, print preview dialog box for you. Did you see that? Okay, I don't want to run it, it takes up so long. Please try, please try.
Miss, the
Yes, I can hear you, Noel.
the single data type, the one
Oh, what?
especially for printing.
Normally we use this data type for the X and Y locations. It's not saying that for printing. This single is actually single positions for the kind of like double, kind of like float, kind of like different between the float and double in your programming. Are you using single or double?
Oh.
We just apply using single data type for this coordinates. Run that you have tested is actually with the dialog box, right? Noel? You print directly.
Yeah.
If print directly, never mind data. You just comment this part, and this part it will give you a dialog box. Make sure you uncomment this part. You comment it. You test it. That's right. To test on it, and then maybe you can go through the code as well, just by comment and uncomment on here for this button first. Don't go for this multiple page first. For this one, comment and comment, and check something on this handle print and print preview. This content that you're going to print out.
Miss, can we use this for the report in our assignment?
Is this for the report for your assignment? You mean?
Yeah, can.
Can, why not? You can just take it. You can just take it.
Okay.
Yeah, all the demo here is actually for you to understand your assignment. Simply take it, but make sure you understand what is that. Otherwise, your own case data. Okay? The concept here, come up with a complete assignment for your case is given, and the hint, the code as well is also given. It's only that you need to adjust, modify this to suit your own situations or your own scenario. Let's say in this case you want to print out a list of the items added to the list box. So you must make sure you know the reason why you have to print out data. Okay? Once you all demo first, I need to pick up the phone first.
Okay.
already with through this coding and also test run on the print and also print preview. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So you found this useful for your own assignment actually, yeah?
What?
Every single chapter that we have gone through is actually all can be applied to your assignment. It's actually all you need to apply to your assignment. Okay, so that's why I keep emphasize make sure you try to understand what is it about. Okay, and then test run it. Important things as well. Check through the code. Check through the code. You can recycle it again. Okay. So how about Farrah and Kelvin? Test run it. Of this part,
Yeah, already tried.
Okay, so you can see the difference now. You can see the difference already. Kelvin also,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good. Okay. So now, as last part is now, print multiple pages. So has more pages. You can print more than one page now. So you try to comment. This one you have to start to comment here. Comment what you have under handle preview. Comment it until here. Then uncomment. Uncomment from here. Line 111 until line 140. Uncomment this. Comment from line 87 until 108. And you try to run again and see.
Miss, but for your visual net, don't have the multi-line comment, right?
I can't hear you clearly.
For this one, Visual
Why?
Studio, there's no multi-line comment like C++.
It's not like that.
Oh.
You know, I'm actually teaching another course. I keep commenting using this. Mix up already, but different programming language, you may mix up sometimes. Okay? So make sure you know now you're actually using what language. Yeah. consider it's actually using the loop for you to print out until it mentioned it's already at the bottom. So do this for how many times? You can see that you have 2 pages printed. Count page less than equals to 2. E dot has more pages true. So you can say that E dot has more pages properties here. You set it to true. So else, no more already false. It's only 1 page. You can set it to 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. Up to you. It will still again print out. This is a line of output. Because this is just only a simple task. Actually print out more than 1 page. So you can see that every time print out the line of output, give some, get some space, which I already set previously. Single line height, the one with +2, I'm not mistaken, and the one with +2 just now.
Is it possible to make a preview button? A print preview button.
The preview button? Kevin, is it?
Yeah, print preview button got that.
No. Straight away we use print preview component. Here we call it, we are actually using component. There's a lot of drag and drop here in UD. You can just simply set to make it a dialog. Straight away, just put the show dialog. You can have a print preview dialog there. The component. Set the print preview button. You can create another button on your own. This is so-called like a simply normal button. But whatever you need to set, you also need to include print preview component. Print preview component for that form. Later for that particular button, you only set it to show dialog. See whether the user wants to continue or proceed printing. Up to them. Another button, print directly, you just don't put the dot print. You don't put the print preview options there. So you have 2 buttons here, one button. You can do it in that way, Kevin.
Okay.
So you still need to use up the print preview component. The button, you can set it by your own. So you have tried already, you have selected few items into this list and print like what Kelvin's questions. By the time you just come up with another one, another button here. This print, maybe you give an idea to the user, you print directly. Most of the users, they prefer to preview first to decide whether to print out or not. And our options, print preview next to it. Then user need to click print preview first. Okay. So from there, I choose to use print preview. From there, I print out the document. After I click, okay. Print out by clicking on cancel. Options, straight away from the list here, they press on the print. Straight away come up. Go preview first. You can do it this way as well in your assignment. Up to you. You have your own reason why you have 2. One print preview. Up to you. This is the component that I mentioned just now. There's always a button here, and what we call that. So this one whole chapter is on printing. So printing what? Printing the string or printing the string from a list. So what you have learned from this chapter, to send the information to the printer. Or print preview first, Windows using print document class. Yeah. Print document. So we have done with this chapter already. Questions?
Oh yeah, Miss, if like print directly from the database, can.
Oh, print directly from the database, which means later you can have something like that. Next chapter 9. You're gonna have to create a database first. At first, maybe to create just a table, just a table with some records inside. Then from there, you click next, then it will show you next records info. You click next, next, next until the last. It will keep changing the records, and from there, you can just apply in your print button or print preview button. Actually, the data now is from your database. It's no more from your combo box. Your combo box items also maybe from your database already lah. Huh? Okay. You can just put in the no problem, because your data is actually later in chapter 9 you're going to learn how to create a simple database, a simple table from there, and using different way, using and also display in different layout. If you do some update, what will happen? How to do delete, how to add a new one. You learn it already basically. And here, you see, combo box. Now you're going to do some update database to add this data also into your database lah. A certain table data in your database. The logic already after this. We need to learn piece by piece first. We need to learn piece by piece, and later on in later chapters you start to have already. Then you can see everything is actually makes sense. Why you are actually learning why you learn this box, combo box, string, why you need to learn the text box, button, chair, okay? I hope you really can see that now. Actually, at the end, towards the end, you can see everything seems like more logic already. Every single demo, we're actually using different things. For every single chapter that you've gone through for the assignment, is actually all related really. Have you all think of what's the point I learned this chapter? What's the point I need to know this? What's the point I need to know all this? Did you ever think of it? I'm not sure lah.
Our assignment also need to print.
Assignment also need to what?
Needs to add the print function.
Implement it, apply it to your assignment to show your understanding. For the practical is actually to practice you all. Again, to be applied to your assignment. Yeah. Really understand the print? Why not? I just applied it to my assignment later. have a simple report. I just want to print out what's the how many staff or what's how many tickets. It's meaningful, which is meaningful. Then you put the preview button there. You have one more functions already. You have a print function there. User in the real life, the print is actually important for them. They need to print out whatever generated. Because to use the laptop, fine for the report. They may just buy the printer because of the report printing. That's it. Print out. Like your case, we have to print out the student files. The evaluations previously that you have done every single semester you have done, we have to print out the all this type of evaluations, all this type of need to print out the student dot different students list. Have a purpose why we need to print that out. It's only that whether you really want to print it on hard copy on the screen. Have that functions to generate the meaningful report for some kind of decisions making. Always think of decisions making whenever it comes to the report generations. Other questions?
So far, no.
No, may I know how many marks are you getting for this course at this moment from 100 marks maybe? Just want to find out percentage of the understanding by every student. What?
Or like estimate.
Estimate roughly. We have gone through like 7 chapters already. All
70, maybe 70.
You think you have 70% of the understanding lah? Good number at this moment. Apparent. Both Noel and Kelvin 70 lah. Aaron, what about you?
Sorry.
You of understanding that you think course at this moment.
Oh, like 60%.
60%, Anyway, it's not too late for you to practice more. Now it is a week. Say you will have more than 50%, then it's actually okay. So make sure you continue with your good work. Otherwise, your assignment cannot. Your practical, make sure you really try it. From more trying that you have done, then you can see, oh, okay, for this control, I know I can set what kind of properties from this control, different properties, what else I can set. From first chapter until this chapter, I know I can apply not only button, and I can apply what kind of button to handle what kind of event, okay? But normally for the button is a click. Then you have idea already. Okay, for the form, that's a class. So what variables that you declare is actually you use in that class only. And then you have idea already. You can include what else? Different colors. buttons for the different image. You can control. See, like a traffic light, simple traffic light. Different picture when it clicks on different things. And then you have this setting, all this and that. More user friendly later, especially to set on the tab index, all this and that. Is even though it's not stated requirements in your assignment, I've learned previously to make one whole thing becomes more user friendly into your assignment. You learn already what is the menu. Add context menu strip. When you right click it, then easy for your user to choose what they want to do. Straight away exit on there instead of they go and find the exit button. All this and that is not put under instructions, but to make the whole system become more user friendly, you have to apply that. So you'll play around again with the demos that you have, and then continue with your practical. And maybe let's say you have any progressions on your assignment at this moment?
Just the design.
Just what?
The design.
The design.
The design. You have the design already.
Yeah, the code haven't yet.
Okay. Okay, so maybe by this Thursday, I will just ask you to present first. I'll just share a bit on what you have at this moment. Okay, so that at least you have idea how to continue later on. What else missing? Maybe just from your design, maybe anything missing or whatsoever. Okay, maybe you'll discuss again. Any group discussions happen? Or with any group discussions previously?
Yeah. Maybe.
You have a discussion so that since you start to design already, the layout, you have the layout already. So it's good that you all discuss how you want this layout to be displayed, your button, because later you're gonna have add button. So all this stuff of how you need to create your form, we have to make it standardized. Let's say I display the record top to the bottom, and then I display all the buttons at the right column. Another member display all the buttons at the bottom. It's not standardized already. I have to discuss all this kind of standardized. You use the key access or shortcut key, all these things. As well. Noel, yes?
When to presenting Thursday?
This Thursday I will check what you have at this moment. So make sure you just come out with something first. Since you say you don't have any discussions, so I can foresee that Noel with your own design for your form, for your module, have Kelvin may have his own designer. So you have to discuss to make your design standardized. And then like a file menu, create a menu because menu is actually saying that in one of the forms. It should be across all the forms. How are you going to display the menu? What's the item under the same menu? Standardize it. Standardize it. Okay. Now you haven't discussed it, So Thursday, if you show me what you have currently, what you have existing, what you have, say that is something which is not standardized among three of you. Then I will talk more based on what you have then on Thursday lah. So maybe you can use the time now to continue with your practical lah. Waste the time to just sit down there doing nothing. Okay. And maybe later on Thursday, you have done already with the practical, we can have more time to discuss what you can have, maybe what you can have, how to improve this and that. Yeah. So I'll start recording now. Yeah.
So